Welcome to Franchise Marketing Radio, brought to you by SeoSamba. Comprehensive high-performing marketing solutions for mature and emerging franchise brands. To supercharge your franchise marketing, go to SeoSamba.com. That's SeoSamba.com.
Lee Cantor here, another episode of Franchise Marketing Radio, and this is going to be a good one. Today we have with us Zak Omar with Atomic Wings. Welcome, Zak.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Well, I'm excited to learn what you're up to. Tell us a little bit about Atomic Wings.
Absolutely. So Atomic Wings is a brand that was born and raised out of New York City. The brand was born by my predecessor and founder, Adam Lippin, back in 1989. He actually worked out of Duff's Bar, which is credited for creating the Buffalo Wing. When he came to New York City, he realized there was really no good place to eat wings. So he created this awesome brand. And, since then we've taken off and we've really become a cultural following here in New York City. And we're hoping to expand throughout America.
So now when he started, did he always dream of it being a franchise, or did he just want it to be kind of that one shop in New York?
Well, when he started, he started franchising years later. So when he opened, it was just kind of a one shop. He actually opened out of a bar, and he started serving wings out of a bar. And then from there, he kind of took off and opened a couple locations.
Now, how did you get involved with the brand?
So in 2016, our paths had crossed. I was a franchisee of Dunkin' Donuts at the time, and Adam had reached out about me possibly taking over a territory in Maryland. And we got to talking, and Adam was in the business for about 20 plus years at the time. He was a little burnt out, and he had other things going on. And the opportunity came about where we talked and figured this was the best path forward for the brand. And he realized that with my background and the expertise that we had, it was the best path forward for the brand. And he had sold the company back in 2016.
So now, what did you learn from your franchisee experience that helps Atomic Wings franchisees?
So one thing I learned, I went to school, did the whole IT background, did the whole Wall Street, and coming into franchising with Dunkin' and just in the franchise world in general, I didn't realize how hands-on it would be. And how you still have to operate your location, you still have to hire your employees, and you're still in the business of, customer service and employees. And at the end of the day, it's all on you. One thing that I did realize that's helped me as a franchisor with my franchisees is I don't want to kill them with construction costs, building out locations. You don't need the high marble finishes or the high wood end finishes. So that's something we're very conscious of. And with our franchisees, we understand that this is their hard-earned money. And, we definitely are empathetic towards that. We want to make sure that they're getting the most out of what they put in and that the return of investment happens a lot quicker than maybe some other franchises.
So now you've talked a little bit about your backstory, but can you share a little bit more about how far back that the food industry and restaurants are in your family?
Yeah, so my father came to America as a refugee in 1981, and he opened the first mobile fried chicken truck outside of One Chase Manhattan Plaza in about 1990. So I was working at that truck when I was about 12 to 14 years old. And I worked till I was about 18 at the truck during the summers and serving people fried chicken, office workers, all facets. You meet all different kinds of people, from the cafeteria worker to, the VP. It was really interesting. And I fell in love with that customer service aspect of it, putting smiles on people's faces. I learned a lot from my father in terms of how he dealt with every customer, and he treated everyone the same. And just, it was all about delivering good, hot food, fresh food, and making people's days a little bit better.
So now, as a high school kid doing that work, you weren't like, why am I doing this? My friends are out hanging out, doing what teenagers do, and I'm here in this truck, slinging chicken?
It was hot. It was hot in there. But he paid me well, so it was worth it. It was definitely worth it. I was compensated, and wasn't working for free. But definitely, summers were long, and I got out at about 3:00, so I was still able to enjoy, the rest of the day, going and play basketball and hanging out with my friends.
And it didn't sour you on getting involved in the restaurant industry. So
not at all. No. Yeah.
And then, so when you're telling potential franchisees, because they might have to do some of that too, right?
Yeah, and they have to love it, right? They have to. First of all, I always tell prospective franchisees, I say, listen, you need to come in to our location, try the food, because if you don't like the food, you can't get behind this brand. You need to love the food, and thankfully, everyone that I've met so far and that I've brought on as prospect has loved the food, and they've had tremendous things to say about the food. So that's the first part. Second part is you have to love customer service and being able to talk to all different types of customers and be in a store. Right now we're at a level where we're a growing brand, we're an emerging brand, and we want operators that are going to be hands-on. We don't want absentee owners. We want people that are going to be in their stores, care about their stores, and that's really who we're looking for.
And then, so you're not going after kind of the professional franchisee. You're looking at the person that wants to invest in the community and really kind of roll up their sleeves.
Absolutely. And it's part of, I'm a strong believer in that the foundation has to be strong. So eventually, that model may change. But as of now, we're looking for franchisees that are going to be hands-on. We have a great story. There was two young gentlemen who used to do deliveries out of one of our franchise locations. And they're in college and they're about to graduate. Now, they loved the brand so much, and they were doing delivery. They were delivery guys. They loved the brand so much that they convinced their father to back them and open up a location of their own. So right now, they're in a site selection process of opening up a location. And I love stories like that, just giving back to folks that, started as delivery guys, and, hopefully they go on to open 100 locations and become really successful. And that's what we're all about.
Now, how does Atomic Wings differentiate themselves from the other kind of wing players out there?
Sure. So the biggest differentiator, in my opinion, is our product is fresh and never frozen. Until today, we're still hand cutting our boneless wings and hand breading them. We take pride in the fact that our food is fresh, and most of our sauces are gluten-free. We've delivered this tremendous taste for over 30 years. So some of these wing places come and go. We've been around for a very long time, and I believe the freshness and the quality of our product speaks to that longevity. In addition to that, we have niche segments that love the gluten-free. People really do appreciate the fact they don't mind waiting 10 minutes or 12 minutes for a fresh product, as opposed to something that's under heat lamps or something that's been in cabinet warmers.
So everything's fresh to order?
Everything is fresh to order. So we don't have any heat lamps in our locations. We don't have any warmers in our locations.
And then for the folks that are doing this, are they typically like targeting college towns? Like, what's the profile of a good location for you guys?
So it's all over the place. I mean, we have our college kids, but our segment is mostly, I would say, 16 to about 45 years old, men and women. Everyone loves a good wing during sports, but it's interesting to note that we're busy Monday, Sunday through Saturday.
Not just game day.
Not just game day, exactly. People love wings. I was actually speaking to the VP of some of these third-party apps, Uber Eats and Grubhub, and they said that wings are the second most searched term on these websites after pizza. So that just goes to show you the strength of the wing market. And you can probably see that with, guys like Pizza Hut adding wings to their menus, Domino's adding wings to their menus. You have 7-Eleven who added wings, and everyone they're trying to just add wings just for the sake of saying they have wings on their menu. So
now the menu at an Atomic Wings isn't just wings, though. You have chicken sandwiches, you have burgers.
Yeah, we have our crispy chicken sandwich. We have our tenders, which are great. hand breaded and freshly made on a daily basis. We just relaunched our tenders in original and spicy, and we have 14 unique flavors to dip them in.
And so is that kind of vary region to region? What's on the menu?
We have some regional items that we have limited time offers on. But for our main staple, I would say 85% of our business comes from our wings, our boneless wings, and our tenders.
And then the sauces, are they the same in every location?
They are the same in every location.
And so that doesn't change no matter the region. You might have specialties.
We might have a regional, yeah. If we open in in a different region of America, we might open up with the regional special or a limited time offer only, and create a sauce just for that region.
And then when a person opens, are they opening one, just kind of checking it out, or are they buying like multiple units?
So we're doing multiple units outside of the New York area. We're doing a 3-store minimum outside of New York.
And then when the customer comes in, is this just for them, or is there kind of a catering or a party element to it as well?
So they would have to order in advance, but there is catering. A lot of that in New York City. We have a lot of office workers. Thursday and Fridays they place their orders ahead of time. You're getting the 100 wing orders, 200 wings, and it's just something that the whole office enjoys.
And is like because of New York and the office density, is that a unique thing, or is like the typical Atomic Wings taps into the offices as well?
I believe, Atomic Wings taps into offices, anywhere that we'd go into. But our traditional, guest is, young professionals that are at home and they want something really good to eat.
And are they doing it like pickup, or are they getting those third-party deliveries? How does that work?
So it's mostly pickup and delivery. That's where our space is quick service, and that's where we keep our footprint small so that we're doing, quick service type of that's who our segment is. It's really delivery and pickup.
Now, I've talked to a lot of franchise folks where the pandemic it didn't hurt their business so much. It kind of helped them in some places, that their sales didn't go down because they were an essential service and they were able to pivot to the curbside and to be able to kind of facilitate the ordering and the pickup. Is that how it worked for you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. We had, it depended on the location. We had some locations that were up over 100% in sales during COVID last year. Then we have a location that's on Wall Street where, there's nobody on Wall Street during COVID. So they were a little less fortunate. But a lot of our locations, for the most part, had a lot higher sales in 2020 than they had previously.
Now, are you looking to grow in certain regions of the country, or is it just kind of a full court press nationwide at this point?
So right now it's a full court press nationwide. We actually just signed a 3-store agreement out in Texas, in the Arlington area. But we have a lot of people that are looking to come on board, and you should see tremendous growth from our brand in the near future here.
And when you go into a new market, is there a strategy that you like your franchisees to kind of do when, like, in terms of immersing themselves in the community, getting to know?
Absolutely. So we don't collect an advertising fee from our franchisees, and that's done intentionally because we want them to be ingrained in their local communities. We want them to be part of the local community and spend that advertising money that they would have given us locally and helping those folks, out. So that's something that we always like to do with our franchisees. And, when we go into a new market, we want to be cognizant of the fact that, there's different taste buds all over the nation. So if there's something that we can do locally and pivot and kind of create a local flavor for them, that's something that we like to do.
Now, fairly recently, you had a health scare. Can you talk about how that impacted you personally and how that kind of affects how you manage Atomic Wings?
Absolutely, yeah. In 2013, I was initially diagnosed with leukemia. That was previous to me getting on board Atomic Wings. I was given a clean bill of health in about 2015, and then I had a relapse in 2018. I had to have a bone marrow transplant in 2018, and thank God ever since then I've been given a clean bill of health. But something that it made me realize was I was 24 hours a day. It was Atomic Wings, and I was taking on a lot. I was doing I was pretty much wearing 20 different hats: marketing, advertising, product development, R&D, going into the stores, training. And what it made me realize is that I needed a team around me, a strong team that I could trust. And since then, we've brought on quite a number of folks that have helped out with the franchise and helped us grow and have brought on great ideas.
Now, can you share a little bit about how you went about creating that team and building that team? Because that's important for everybody out there that has an emerging brand. If you don't have the right folks, it's going to be difficult to scale.
Yeah, absolutely. So, when looking for team members, they have to share your vision. You have to share your vision with them. This is where I want to go. I'm open to butting heads and I'm open to different ideas, but at the end of the day, this is the path and this is where we want to be. So bringing on folks with that are going to provide something that you can't necessarily provide, or that's going to provide a different point of view that maybe you haven't thought of, and that have check marks, based on the industry that you're in. So they have to have some sort of experience in the industry that you're looking for, or that you're in necessarily. That experience goes a long way, and it just opens your eyes to different facets of the industry.
Now, in your career, since you started out kind of with a super large brand that everybody knows, and then you're creating this brand and you're kind of developing the brand through your own efforts, how do you see kind of this playing out? How does this story end for you?
Well, I believe I've always been a very competitive person, and one of my goals, and I shared that the vision has to be the same, is we want to be a name that's known throughout the industry, all over the nation and internationally. So, hopefully this story never ends for me. We're hoping that we take this thing and grow throughout the world. And that's our hopes for the brand.
And how many units do you have right now?
We have 11 brick and mortar locations and another 9 under construction this year. So we'll have 20 by the end of this year, and we're in talks with a lot of folks to double and triple that number.
And then right now it's only in the U.S.?
Right now we are only in the U.S.
And then any region, you're open to any region?
We are open to any region, yes.
And then the ideal franchisee, are they kind of second act folks? Like, what's your ideal franchisee look like?
So our ideal franchisee is someone, obviously, with the financial, we have certain financial, requirements that they would need to be successful and to make sure that they're healthy enough to run and operate a location. But our ideal franchisee is someone that has some sort of restaurant experience, that's worked in a restaurant, knows food costs, labor costs, and financially savvy in that regard. We help a lot. We're very hands-on with our franchisees. We train. We have our operations manager that goes around and talks to our franchisees on a weekly basis. But they have to have some sort of knowledge of the industry.
And that knowledge of the industry, it could be food truck knowledge as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And so they don't necessarily have to own their own restaurant. They could have worked in the industry.
I just, as long as they are familiar with what it takes.
Right, exactly. Maybe manage their own restaurant is okay. And if somebody wanted to learn more, have more substantive conversation with you or somebody on the team, what's the website to go to?
They could go to www.atomicwings.com, or they could email us at info@atomicwings.com.
Good stuff. Well, congratulations on all the success, Zach.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
This is Lee Cantor. We will see you all next time on Franchise Marketing Radio.